Hello everyone and welcome back to another Grainman Travels adventure, and today we're on a new mod map called American Falls. Now if you're new to FS22 then this probably won't mean a lot to you, but the modder that has made this map, Lancyboi, has been around farming simulator games for a very long time, well before I was playing them all, well before I even started doing a YouTube channel. So and this map has, if anybody's Discords or in the FS community will know, this map has had some I would say issues, and it's caused a few arguments along the way. So but it is going to be the last map or mod that Lancyboi ever does in Farming Simulator, and that's what he said, which is a big shame in my opinion, because this map is absolutely insane in my opinion. It is really impressive, so it's a bit of a shame in my opinion, but there you go. So let's run through some of the information on ModHub though. So this is actually not the first one he released, or Lancyboi released. This is actually the second version, but this is the crossplay version. This is on version 1.0.0.0. It was released today on the 5th of the 9th 2023. Now the original version for PC and Mac was released and then it was pulled from ModHub by Lancyboi because of a few negative comments, or a lot of negative comments by a lot of the community, and he didn't really receive the support which a lot of people thought he should, and some of the toxic environment and community I thought, and I saw personally as well, was pretty horrific. So I can understand why he did what he did for a start, so full support on that personally, but just a bit of a shame. So it's a 427.01 megabytes to download. Like I said, it is cross-platform, so it is also on PlayStation 4 and the Xbox console, so that's really nice to see. So let's run through some of the information. So it says in the description, welcome to American Falls. You have a big job to do on this map. The previous owner here once had a farm in Illinois called Stone Valley. He came here looking for work, and American Falls needed a farmer. So he was given a chance and did a fantastic job running the area. Now I think this is all about contracting. The local residents helped him out where they could, and their businesses loved working with him. Then all of a sudden he was gone. He had sold all of the equipment that belonged to the American Falls community and all the land along with it. He didn't sell the trailer where he once lived. The American Falls community has been informed that you took over Stone Valley as well, managing to get the farm running in tip-top shape. Well done. And your help is needed again. The reason you have been brought here is because American Falls needs a great farmer like you. Unfortunately, there is little money in the pot, just enough to get you going. There's no equipment to spare, so you'll have to do local contracts to slowly regain the trust of the community. Use your earnings to buy new farming equipment and eventually buy the land back. Are you up for the challenge? Can you regain the trust of American Falls? So it also says underneath that, on a final note, I want to say thank you to all my true followers who supported me over the years and stood by me. But this will be my final map for FS22. No more mods and maps will be made by myself. That's a little note from Lancyboi himself. The final bit of information that's on ModHub is it says that all the fields are fictionals. Don't sell the animal farms. Start up the shop gates won't open until 9 AM, but will open and close as normal after 8 AM and close at 1600. Okay. The mud system can be used on the PC only. And the fields can flood, the riverbanks can flood. There's working road cat eyes, so stay on your side of the road. So if you're not sure what road cat eyes are in the UK, I don't know if you have them in America or Europe, they just show you exactly where the centre of the road is, so that's pretty good. There is 4 new custom crops, so there's alfalfa, rye, flax and clover. These are 4D modding, Agri modding, custom slurry textures, that's really nice to see. New well-made corn maize crops by Benji FS. Soybeans now are planted in rows. Start from scratch and farm manager added, so those two things that were added from the original version that was put out. Cows can produce manure, pigs can produce manure. These 12 custom farm placeables added, 8 selling points. 1 bale selling point, 1 log selling point. There's the ability to do alfalfa silage clamps. There's an alfalfa silage clamp added. Oxygen JV custom lighting, which makes the map really impressive. paintable fields added, brand new design models by Lancyboi, so quite a lot of these buildings have all been done by Lancyboi himself, I think maybe in Blender, so that's fantastic. AI help added, there's 50 fields, 4 forestry areas, 2 productions added, so I think there's 2 new productions. Seasons is visual, so there's new seasons as well, as in I think they've been changed to make them a bit more in keeping with the American area. They use collectibles, and all land purchased before using animals and farm access. So in other words, you need to purchase all the farmland to be able to see where the animals are, if there's any animals on the farm. So I think what we'll do though, we'll get our feet firmly back down on the ground and show off our starting equipment. So there's not much starting equipment. That's why I'm not quite in the menu yet. So if we just go into there quickly, you own a vehicle. So we own the Lizard pickup from 1986, no damage, it's brand new, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So you actually start in this area here. So your car or truck is here, and then you have here is your sleep trigger. That's it. So that's the original trailer that the guy who did own all the land and all the equipment in American Falls did own. So not much, but does give me an opportunity very quickly to run through some of the things I've noticed. I mean, in my opinion, the level of detail on this map is absolutely amazing. Just things like having these bits of branches on the ground and having different areas of textures for the actual this area here for the concrete, different bits of greenery as well. I think they might be a custom ability for things like wind, etc., because everything seems to move a lot more than it does in standard farming simulator. So it might be very similar to Oxford and David's on his cork farm. The grass texture is much better in my opinion, with these bits at the top and the lighter bits of grass and things. I just think, yeah, the level of detail on this map I think is absolutely amazing. So hats off to Lancyboi on that one, I must admit. So like I said, we don't start off with an awful lot of equipment at all, but the whole idea is to be contracting, build up your contracting business, buy some equipment, etc. So yeah, I think it's not a bad idea personally. So if we just go back quickly, so what I'll do though, if we actually show where we are, so we start here and there's actually a production right at there. But if we have a quick look at what we start with, so we don't actually start with a lot. There we go. So this the areas that we highlighted in blue, actually we kind of own, but they're just part of the map background. Because if you even tried to sell them, you'd get like $1. No, not even $1, so 0. Absolutely nothing. So they're just kind of built in like that. So everything else is all divided up. So yeah. In regards to the crop calendar, it has obviously been altered. So you've got definitely got customizations on the time of planting and harvesting, which is nice to see. And also obviously we've got the custom crops. We've got flax, rye, alfalfa and clover, so that's nice to see. So it's and they're also quite mixed up as well, so they don't follow the ones like grass and oilseed radish, so some a little bit different, so that's good. Selling wise, pretty good, to be honest with you. There are lots and lots of places to sell things, which is really nice to see. Obviously it might take you a little bit of time to get going, but once you do contracts and you need to sell some excess, that could give you a little bit more money. So there's lots of places to sell things, which is nice to see. Some of the custom crops seem to make good money as well. So if we go down a little bit, so you can sell separate flax, straw and flax. I mean, flax is pretty good, 3346, that's pretty good. A different type of fermentation, so you've got alfalfa fermented, so that's pretty good. Alfalfa you can't sell, alfalfa hay you can, rye you can as well, so that's pretty good. Compost is on this, so it didn't actually mention that in the description, but that's on here. Soybean straw, so you can now do soybean straw, and obviously you can sell that as well. You've got clover windrow and clover hay windrow, so pretty good. You don't start off with any animals, you don't really own any land obviously, all contracting. Contracts are very good though, which is really nice to see. So obviously that fertilising contract there is like 27 grand, that's 25, so really quickly you can make yourself quite a lot of money to buy some nice bits of equipment, so that's really nice to see. You don't own any production change, but kind of makes sense because you're new in the area, so that's pretty good. So kind of all starting to kind of flow into the whole idea that you're coming in, trying to help out, trying to either continue contracting and not do anything else, or building up the whole area. So if we have a quick look at the PDA itself, I actually got a few things to mention. I mean, PDA itself I think is really nice, easy to see, read. I think the fields are really creative in regards to size, shape, features and that. I just think it's nice not them to be all blocky and bits and bobs, and also have some of the features. Like you've got some inlays there of forestry areas, you've got some tracks, etc. They're not perfect. You've got some unusual shapes where the forest is intersecting there, here as well. Lots of tracks, just nice shapes, nice field sizes, and just a complete different arrangement from one side of the map to another. So in my opinion, positive, really impressive with that in my opinion. So that's really nice to see. So productions wise and selling points on the PDA or the map, we'll have a quick look through now. So we've got a Falls Garden Centre, we've got a Better Earth Products, a biomethane station, a electric charging station, sawmill. We've got the sawmill itself, the actual production, there's the wood drop off, gas station, small petrol tank, small fermenting silo. So this is actually one of the mods that are needed. These two mods that are needed, I think it's the American fermenting silo pack and another one about the buildings, but they're not actually listed on Mod Hub as a requirement. They just do that when you install the map. So hopefully someone from Giants will fix that, but yeah, still pretty good. Now down here we've got small petrol tank, water tank. Obviously this is our house trigger, and then near us we've got the spinnery, so that's nice to see. So do some sheep, get some wool, etc. Go from there. Carpentry, agro grain, dairy, Johnson's Market, and then here we've got the vehicle shops. That's always nice to see. We've got seed production, Falls Grain, Falls Logging Service, that's where you can sell your logs, I think. Gas station, Harris Garage, Falls Clothing Warehouse, We Buy Anything, WeBuyAnyCar.com, and here obviously we've got the animal dealer, we've got American Crop Selling Station, Bale Selling Station, and then just across here another water tank and the small fermented cell, which I actually ran through, so apologies. Small petrol tank, another small fermenting silo. So one thing you probably do, I think, is get a bit of money, probably buy some grassland, and then maybe buy a small fermenting silo to get a bit of money going, and then be able to sell a bit of silage. So that's kind of what I would do, I think. So, but generally though, I mean, yeah, quite a few productions. It's not got a massive amount of fields, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I think that's not a bad thing. I think the amount of level of detail is put into everything else, and the fields are nice spaced out. These nice other areas of forestry and just natural beauty that just add to the map, in my opinion. So what we'll do though, as always, we get ourselves into our truck. Let's have a bit of a drive. No, I'm going to crash into my own house there. Right, so let's spin around here. So I think, well, I'll just have a general drive around, because some of the other things I'd like to mention is just some of the decorative bits and bobs, in my opinion, are really good. You can see the cat eyes here actually as well, which are in the middle of the road, and just all the level of detail with the water and the greenery and the vegetation and all the other little bits and bobs that just make this map really super special. So, wow, that's quite impressive. Ooh, we've left that down there. There's like a dam here, so that's pretty good that you can walk across. That's something I've never seen. The water texture looks amazing, or the water looks amazing. The grass looks awesome. The rocks, I think, as well. I think the rock texture has probably been improved quite massively as well. So that's really nice. And just, yeah, it's not a flat map, which is a nice thing to see. So there's a little bit of undulation and some contouring going on, so that's really nice. But just the level of detail on everything, in my opinion, is really impressive. So hats off to Lancyboi. It's a shame it's going to be his last map and also last mod, shall we say, but you know, completely respect his decision. And just here as well, some more features as well there, and just, yeah, I just think it's really impressive. Where are we on the map? Let's have a quick look in a second. So if we go down here, because it's more of an industrial with some houses as well, nice playground there. There's another, that's probably a corn dryer, is everything. Where are we? I can find my own trigger. Right, we're up here, are we? So what we got here? Better Earth Products, Falls Garden Centre. I'm guessing that's the garden centre. Yeah. Oh, traffic's there. So there's places to take things. Spider collectible. I think as well that's the custom corn texture there as well, which is really nice. I have seen that before. It's a really nice texture that is actually. I think it works really well. But I think the wind, I'm sure the wind has been added. I'm pretty certain that's been added It doesn't look like the standard ones that's in FS22, but I might be wrong. So it looks like we've actually got some greenhouses up here as well on the left, which I'm guessing if we buy the land we'll be able to put things in the greenhouses. Let's stop actually and have a quick look, because that's the edge of the map there. So if we just stop here, let's have a quick look. So 29,000, that's pretty good, that's pretty good. Kind of skipping ahead here. So yeah, okay, we bought the greenhouses. I'm pretty certain these are the default ones though. Let's have a quick look, but that's not a bad thing. I like to, yeah, so you got your standard ones and you bought them all. So that's pretty good. So it's not a bad thing. I think what we'll probably do then is, I think we'll have a quick look at the field prices. Let's have a quick look. So we've just bought 25, which I've got all greenhouse on, so that's 29,520. Obviously we start here, don't we? So what have we got to buy around here that we could start as a first field? So probably 53 maybe? 72,000, that's pretty good. Then we want to expand. Let's go down here, I suppose. 10, 112, 72, 86, 467. Wow, that's quite expensive. That's 178, 56, 293. Big field at the top. 1.46 million. Wow, big money. Just over a million there on 67.23 at the top. 903,000, so just under the million. Over here, big field 50. 1.426, I think that's probably the most. I would say so, yeah. Okay, so bit of forestry. 45, 492. 346, so not too bad. Okay, let's go for a slightly smaller bit of forestry. Maybe here, 27. You could build probably a farmland there, actually, couldn't you? Let's have a quick look. Actually, sell this quick. Sell that. Yep. Buy this one. Buy that quickly. And then if we, oh, too bad. Let's see if we can go back to our house, or can we go there to visit? We can. So let's just run back up here a second. Kind of just see. We bought that bit of land. I think it's up here, but just gives me a bit of a chance also to show off some more of the really impressive. That's really nice as well. Got the water flowing into there, like a drainage point. So a bit further past 38. Again, nice, really nice levels of detail all around this house, all around here and bits and bobs. That's really nice. I think it might be. That's not us. This is probably us, is it? Yes, so we could start off this as a first house. A bit of forestry here as well. You could probably clear these trees, make it our first field maybe. So yeah, definitely easy progression on this map once you've done some contracts and bits and bobs and got a little bit of equipment. And because the majority of it is flat, but there is some contouring, like you can see it drops down there on this field. Not heavy though. You could probably start off with some slightly not underpowered but not super powerful tractors, so that might be quite good. So I'm a big fan of this map personally, really like it. Hats off to Lancyboi on this. Really sorry that he's experienced all the issues he had when he first made it, and hopefully if he steps away from the community for a few months, maybe a year or two, maybe even comes back in a later farming simulator, it'd be nice to see him back. So hopefully you've enjoyed this map tour. If you have, give it a like, subscribe to the Grainman channel, it would be massively appreciated, and I hope to see you again soon. Many thanks.